Alright class, so this video is going to serve as a tutorial of what we did in class, just so if you forgot or you have any questions about how to graph this data. First, we're only going to do the walking data today, alright? So only the walking data right here. You're going to do the running data on your own. So first you want to make sure that you click on an empty cell or an empty box, and you're going to hit insert, then chart. It should look like this, no data. What I'm going to do is I'm going to drag it out of the way. So drag it right out of the way, because we want to see our data. We're going to be working with it. Okay. So first things first, this is our chart editor. You can see that right up here. Okay, and we're under the data tab. We'll be working under that tab for a long time. So we're going to go to chart type, click on the drop down menu, and we're going to scroll down until we find scatter. Okay, we're going to click on that. Nothing yet because we haven't selected data. So you're going to go over here to data range, and we're going to click on this grid box looking thing. Alright, so we're going to delete what's in here, and we are going to type in, or you can do click and drag, so I'll show both ways. So typing in, it would be C3 to C7, or you can just click on C3 and drag down to C7. The reason why we're doing this first is that this will be our X value, and in a position time graph on the X axis is always time. So we're going to be working with time first. I'm going to click add another data range and do the same for displacement, which is B3 to B7. Make sure you have that colon in there right between B3 and B7. If you click and drag, it does it automatically for you, and I'll show that again. So this would be B3 to B7. Remember that the letters represent columns, so I'm going under column B, and I'm starting at row 3. You're going to click OK, and you're going to get something like this. It's looking okay so far, not too pretty, but it's looking okay. So you're going to scroll down. Make sure this says horizontally, by the way, not vertically. And you're going to say, so you want to make sure two boxes are checked at the bottom here after you scroll down. You want to make sure use column C as labels is checked. And you want to make sure you check use row 3 as headers. Okay? So we're done with the data tab, and we're going to be going over to the customize tab now. So what you want to do first is we're going to scroll down to get our chart into view so we see what the edits we're making look like. And we're going to first go down to horizontal axis. Okay. You want to scroll down now. It should look exactly like this. Like, you know, exactly like that. You don't have to do anything right now, but when you get to min and max, you want to put 0 to 4.5. Okay? And see it changes right there. I'll show that again. Just pay attention to the chart and how it changes. 0 to 4.5. It adds more lines automatically. And you're going to scroll down to where it says vertical axis, and you're going to do the exact same thing. 0 to 4.5 for our min and max. Okay? So, after that, we're going to scroll back up. I'm going to go to where it says series. Okay, this is very important, so pay attention. We're going to be adding our best fit line, also known as a trend line. So, what we're going to do is under series, you'll see 3 boxes, error bars, data tables, and trend line. We're only going to worry about trend line. So you click on trend line. Okay. Now this tells us some things, not much. As you can notice, it doesn't start at 0. So why do you think that is? Why don't you think it starts at 0? Just think about that for a minute. And we're going to go down to label under trend line, and we're going to click that drop down box. It comes up with 3 options. We're going to click use equation, and automatically we get an equation. So this equation is the equation of the trend line. Okay, so it's saying that our displacement is found by this equation. The x value represents the time marking, so like if you want to find how many meters you're traveling after 10 seconds, you would just put 10 in for x. We're going to rewrite this equation later on the board with delta x and t, so it makes a little more sense. And this will generally tell you, according to your data, where you should be at a certain point in time. It's pretty interesting. A lot of scientists use this to map data about certain machines that they're building, and that's why we're trying to learn Excel. We're trying to be real scientists here, because scientists don't do this stuff by hand, as we've discussed in class. So, the last step, another thing I recommend personally is just to make opacity 100%. Just to make your line look more vibrant. I like it, but you don't have to. Last thing that we're going to do is chart and axis titles. So, once you click on that, you can enter your chart title, and we're going to do walking velocity Now, why do you think I called it velocity? Remember, this is just a position time graph, so our slope is what? It's velocity. So I'm calling it walking velocity to tell us what this is telling us. After we do that, we're going to go to horizontal axis title, and we're going to put displace, or rather time, because time is always on the x-axis of a position time graph. And I want you to put units, so you're going to put parentheses s. Okay? So time parentheses s, and as you can see, it pops up right there. Then you're going to go to vertical axis title, and you're going to put displacement. And the units on that are meters. Okay? Then you can just X this out, and you have one complete chart. So, you're going to try it for the running data now, okay? So you're going to be graphing the running data using the exact steps that we just went out there, but with this portion of the table. So don't pay attention to this portion for the second part, just this portion, okay? Now, I want to show you something real quick that you're going to do for the running data. So you see how we made this blue? Well, you can actually change that. So if you go to customize and you go to series, you can see they give you color options. I recommend making running red. So, for your running data, just choose red for everything, including the points and the trend line. Okay? And you can change all that just to differentiate, because it might get confusing, at least to me, about what I'm looking at, and it's good to differentiate. Scientists do it all the time to make their work more visually pleasing. And that's it. So, if you have any questions, there's documents in Google Classroom. We're going to be going over this in class today. And have fun with this. This isn't too hard of an assignment. It's a good grade booster, and I hope you all like this lab. All right?